Welcome to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. And welcome to the deep dive.
Today, we're slicing through all that market chatter.
Yep, getting right to it.
Exactly. Focusing strictly on the hard data, the stuff that really moves the needle. High-impact drilling results and, well, confirmed resource scale.
That's the plan.
Our mission today is simple. Pull out those critical, actionable data points from the small cap news flow, so you know exactly where to maybe start your deeper research.
That's right. And today the common theme is, well, it's discovery and it's resource building. I've got 5 breaking stories lined up.
5.
Yeah, 5. And they connect these really high-grade intercepts, think extreme grades, with confirmed scale, and also the strategic importance of critical minerals. It's huge right now.
Definitely.
So we're going beyond just, reading the headlines. We want to connect those numbers to the so what. Why does this matter for your research, for your portfolio? Perfect. Let's dive in. Okay, first stop, Mexico.
Oh.
We're looking at Minaurum Gold Inc. That's MGG on the TSXV.
MGG, got it.
They're gearing up for a maiden resource estimate. The headline reads, Minaurum reports high-grade silver hits in Sonora as it preps maiden resource.
Sounds like they're putting the final pieces together.
They absolutely are. Seems like they're in the, the final stretch of pulling together the data for that first ever resource at the Alamos Silver Project.
And what makes these results stand out?
Well, it's not just the grade, though the grades are good. It's the width. They're hitting significant volume.
Okay.
At the Promontorio zone, for instance, they reported 21.45 meters. Think about that width.
Yeah.
Grading 220 grams per ton silver equivalent, or AG.
Wow, over 21 meters.
Yeah.
That's substantial width for any resource, really.
It really is.
And that grade confirms the quality. What about the Europa zone?
Europa also delivered 5.85 meters at 476 Jompy AgEq, and within that, this is the kicker, a subinterval of 0.70 meters hitting 2,601 granagram RQ.
2,600. Yeah, I mean, that's mostly silver, too, like 2,180 grams per ton pure silver in that short intercept. Just staggering grades.
Those are definitely world-class numbers. Really validates their model, I'd imagine.
It strongly suggests they're onto something significant. And just a quick point for you listening. When we say AG silver equivalent, it's basically a way to combine the value of the silver, lead, and zinc they find based on metal prices. Makes it easier to compare different intercepts, It
makes sense. Now, the CEO, Darrell Rader, he said, and I'm quoting here, drilling at both Europa and Promontorio continues to confirm strong, wide zones of high-grade silver mineralization at depth and along strike. That emphasis on width seems key.
It is absolutely key. And it ties right into their geological target, a carbonate replacement deposit system, a CRD.
Okay, CRD. Explain that briefly.
So think of a normal high-grade vein like finding a narrow pipe full of metal. Deep but narrow. A CRD system is different. It forms when hot fluids replace reactive rocks like limestone. It's more like finding a giant sponge soaked through with high-grade silver and other metals.
Ah, okay, so that 21-meter intercept, it suggests they're hitting the main sponge, not just a thin pipe.
Precisely. That kind of width potentially changes the whole economic calculation. CRDs are known for potentially being thick, high grade, and stretching out laterally.
So big tonnage potential.
Exactly. Those Promontorio results suggest they are hitting the kind of volume you'd need for a significant resource estimate, which is, of course, what they're working on right now.
Okay, from silver scale in Mexico, let's head north. Big copper systems in the Golden Horseshoe area.
A classic Canadian mining district.
We're looking at Pacific Ridge Exploration Ltd. That's PEX on the TSXV.
PEX, right.
Headline, Pacific Ridge strikes thick copper-gold mineralization at RDP, extending momentum in BC's Golden Horseshoe. Thick seems to be the theme today.
It really is. And this is a textbook porphyry copper-gold story. Porphyries are all about scale. Massive scale.
And the scale here.
The scale they reported from one hole, RDP 25011, it's frankly exceptional for this project so far. The main mineralized run started practically at surface.
Near surface, always good.
Just 4.8 meters down. And it went for 405.0 meters.
400 meters.
400 meters grading 0.71% copper equivalent CuEq.
Okay, 400 meters is a monster intercept, confirms that vertical continuity. But that overall grade, 0.71% CuEq, That's kind of moderate for copper, isn't it? How critical is the high-grade core within that?
That's exactly the right question. You're right, 0.71% isn't super high grade, but for a big porphyry system, it's often economic because of the sheer volume.
Right, the tonnage makes it work.
Exactly. But the high grade core, that's what gives you confidence. And they hit 112.2 meters, grading 1.35% CuEq.
Okay, that's much better. Over 100 meters at 1.35%.
Yeah, and even within that, you have hotter sections like 19.0 meters at 2.68% QEQ. It shows you've got both the bulk tonnage potential and these richer feeder zones.
And management sounds pleased. The CEO, Blaine Monahan, said, "The 2025 drill program at RDP was a huge success. We followed up on our standout 2022 hole, confirmed a tabular geometry, and proved the Western Magnetic Lobe hosts mineralization."
That phrase, tabular geometry, that's important.
Why is that?
It suggests the deposit is relatively flat and thick, kind of like a layer cake.
Yeah.
That's generally good news for potential open pit mining down the road. Easier to model, easier to mine.
Makes sense.
And hitting 400 meters starting right near the surface, that's just, prime validation for a bulk mineable target. It really sets the stage and confirms that scale potential investors look for in copper plays.
All right, let's swing back down to Mexico. This time we're talking long-term exploration strategy with Mithril Silver and Gold Limited. The ticker is MSG on the TSXV.
MSG. Got it.
The headline: Mithril extends high-grade gold-silver at Copalquin, setting up a district-scale drill runway. District scale always catches the eye.
It certainly does. And the key achievement here seems to be, twofold. They keep hitting good grades, and they're confirming the bigger structural picture.
So the results?
They extended their target 1 zone by about 300 meters, hit 8.03 meters, grading 10.9 grams per ton, gold equivalent AuEq.
10.9 grams AuEq over 8 meters? That's strong.
Very strong. And again, there's a high-grade core within that, 4.4D meters, running 15.43 Garrity AuEq. That included over 500 grams per ton silver, too.
Nice silver credit. But what really signals confidence here, I think, is their operational plan.
You mean the drilling budget?
Yeah. Fully funded for a 45,000-meter drill program over the next, 12 to 14 months?
That's a huge program. A serious exploration commitment.
Definitely an aggressive runway. Yeah. The CEO, John Skeet, he emphasized the geology, confirming that district thesis. He said, drilling at Target 1 continues to deliver strong results, confirming the western extension of the key district-scale east-west structure.
Right, connecting the dots across the property.
Okay, but let me push back slightly. That 45,000-meter budget, it sounds impressive, but doesn't such a massive program also suggest there's still, pretty early stage? Searching across a big area rather than maybe tightening up a known resource for, say, an economic study.
Mm-hmm.
What's the risk there for an investor?
That's a very sharp observation. And yes, you're right. It signals they are prioritizing proving up the ultimate scale of this thing over perhaps near-term resource definition.
So, big picture focus.
Exactly. The insight here is that 9-kilometer district potential they keep talking about. They found mineralization over a vertical range of 1,300 meters across that 9-kilometer trend.
That's a massive footprint.
It is. They're trying to confirm the potential for, like, a generational mining camp. The trade-off, as you hinted, is time and maybe more dilution down the road.
So what should people watch for?
Keep an eye on the results from their Target 5. They have 11 holes pending there. That could be the near-term catalyst to show continuity and maybe shift the focus from just exploration runway towards resource certainty.
Okay, story number 4. We're shifting gears completely now. Focus on critical minerals right here in the U.S.
Nev Gold Corp.
Ticker NAU on the TSXV.
NAU in Nevada.
Headline: Nev Gold unveils high-grade antimony discovery in Nevada, strengthening its position in the U.S. critical minerals race.
Antimony. Now that's interesting. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't. And what's really fascinating, I think, is the potential dual value here. They have gold, but they've also hit this strategically vital critical mineral.
Antimony, yeah. So what are the numbers?
They announced a discovery in what they're calling the bullet zone.
Yeah.
Intercepted 14.9 grading gold equivalent, IUU, over 4.6 meters.
Okay, 14.9 IUEQ is a strong number. How does it break down?
And that's the crucial part, especially thinking about U.S. supply chains. That 4.6-meter interval actually contained 3.76% antimony, that's SB, and 0.29 GeoKey gold.
Whoa. Okay, so almost 4% antimony. That's very high grade. The gold is, well, almost a byproduct in that specific intercept.
Exactly. The antimony is really driving that high AgEq value there.
Okay.
And crucially, this discovery was a step out, over 150 meters away from previous drilling.
Which validates their geological thinking.
Seems so. The CEO, Brandon Bonifacio, he said, intercepting some of the highest grade mineralization we've drilled to date in the very first hole, testing our new model is exceptional. Sounds like they feel they've maybe cracked the code for a bigger area.
Suggests potential for kilometer scale continuity.
Right. But here's a question, maybe for you, the listener, to consider. If the gold grade in that high grade hit is relatively low, how much risk is tied to the antimony value? We know critical minerals are not, but they can have complex process in complex markets.
That is the absolute core question here. Like, antimony is critical. Defense applications, batteries, alloys, it's essential.
And the supply chain is tight.
Extremely tight. Almost 90% comes from China, Russia, and Tajikistan. So finding high-grade stuff in Nevada, that aligns perfectly with U.S. government efforts to secure domestic supply. It's strategically massive. However,
There's always a however.
there usually is in mining. The metallurgy.
Yeah.
Processing gold and antimony together can be tricky. Very tricky.
So can they separate them efficiently?
That's what investors need to watch for next. Specific metallurgical test results. The geopolitical angle is strong, no doubt, but they need to prove the technical side to really lock in that value.
Okay, our final piece of news for today. We're wrapping up back in BC, but this story is about moving from potential to actual execution. Infrastructure-rich area.
The jurisdiction.
We're looking at Rockmaster Resources Corp. They trade on the OTCQB as RKR.
RKR.
Headline: Rockmaster secures drill permits in BC and reports high-grade zinc-lead sampling, setting up a two-project exploration push.
Ah, permits. That's always good news. The boring but essential stuff.
Exactly. It's operational progress. So they got the green light from regulators, and they also have some compelling surface grades to chase.
What kind of permits?
Multi-year drill permits for two projects, Duncan Lake and Big Copper. At Duncan Lake, they can drill up to 21 new sites.
So they're ready to go. And the grades. You mentioned sampling.
Yeah, high-grade channel sampling at Duncan Lake's Numpart 1 zone returned 14.64% combined zinc plus lead ZN plus PB over 4.5 meters.
Wow, almost 15% combined base metals over 4.5 meters. That's very strong.
Plus a little silver kicker, 6.67 GT. They also had other trench results like averages of 6.87% zinc and 4.21% lead over 3.5 meters.
Those are definitely attractive grades at surface. Zinc and lead are, fundamental industrial metals. They can show that continues at depth.
Right. And the CEO, John Mirko, he hit that point. Quote, having these exploration drill permits in hand provides Rockmaster the flexibility to get right to work on these fantastic projects. Zinc and copper are critical elements in the current environment.
So what's the real significance here? Permits and good surface grades.
I think it's about the transition, isn't it? The permits mean those surface grades aren't just interesting numbers anymore. They're immediate, drill-ready targets.
Right. Converts potential into an action plan.
Exactly. And being in southeastern BC, an established mining area, getting permits usually means you can get drills turning relatively quickly. Test that continuity, see if those surface grades hold up, down, dip.
Reduces that lag time between finding something interesting and actually drilling it off. Okay, makes sense. Hashtag outro.
So quite a range of news today. An incredible flow of data points, really, across the whole resource spectrum.
Definitely covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we saw, 5 different ways companies are creating value? Massive copper near surface in BC.
High-grade silver building towards a resource in Mexico.
That strategic antimony hit in Nevada, tapping right into the critical mineral story.
District-scale gold potential being chased with a big drill program.
And finally, getting permits to drill off high-grade base metals. We've tried to give you the core facts here. These results, these intercepts, they're the building blocks, right? For future resource estimates, future development plans.
They're the starting point.
Exactly. So the next step, as always, is your deeper research.
And as you dive deeper into these, remember one critical thing. All these exciting grades we talked about, AgEq, CuEq, AgEq, the equivalents, yeah, they're calculated metrics. They rely on assumed metal prices, sure, but also, crucially, on assumed recovery rates. How much metal can they actually get out of the rock?
Right, the metallurgy again.
Exactly. So the essential question for you to ask as you look at this data is this. How sensitive are the project's economics to those metal recovery rates? And maybe more importantly, which of these companies will be the first to deliver solid, definitive metallurgical test work? Because that's what really locks in the valuation and moves a project from just exploration success towards development certainty.
That is the key question. Excellent point to end on. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into this deep dive into today's small cap breaking news.